very much pleased to come in to see us and stay on afterwards, see the stalls here in the churchyard and see more stalls and our lovely musicians and our lovely reenactors round in the green field.
Anglo-Saxon poem discovered in a book called the Exeter Book. It is known as, in modern language, it's known as the Wanderer, in Old English as the Earth Stepper. I'll read the first verse we've chosen. I'll keep this in modern English so you understand what it's about. The halls decay, their lords lie, their joy taken away. The whole war troop has fallen, the proud ones by the wall. War took off some, carried them away. I'll now move into Old English in the most beautiful lines of the poem. Where quam maeg? Where quam mayo? Where is the horse? Where is the rider? Where cum mathum givu? Where is the giver of treasure? Where cum sumbla yesatu? Where are the seats at the feast? Where sindum sele driamas? Where are the joys of the hall? You may recognize the word dream. That used to mean joy, and has now become more meaning just dream. Iala, Brieta Buna, alas for the bright cup. Iala, Vienwia, alas for the mailed warrior. Iala, Theodnis Thrim, alas for the glory of the people. Who sail thrag, Yawat, how their season has passed away. Ialus, for Noman, the warriors taken off. Asher Thruthra, by the evil of the spears. Weapon, Wael Yivru, the weapons greedy for slaughter. Word, Seumaya, the mighty fate. Ial is Irthotlich, all is troubled. Earth and Riche in this kingdom of the earth. On Wendan Weird shaft, the shaft of fate winds on. Weird under heaven, in this world under the heavens. Here be a Theo Lena. Here property is lent to us. Here be a Freond Lena. Here our friends are lent to us. Here beeth Mon Lena. Here man's life is lent to us. Here beeth Maya Lena. Here our kinsmen are lent to us. Ial this eartham yestal, in all this earthly store. Ethal Riethet, the wasteland, it turns to waste. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you. If my voice goes soft, give me a nudge and I'll try and make myself heard. What I'm going to say, I've dedicated to my late friend and fellow amateur historian, Clive Simpson, because this is a subject he was very interested in. 1066, King Harold was killed at Senlac Hill, and William I became the first Norman king. But what happened to Harold's family? Harold had 2 wives and at least 6 children. Why 2 wives? Well, the love of his life, his first wife, was Edith, known as Edith the Fair, or Edith Swanneck. Why Swanneck? Was really her head a long way away from her shoulders? It is possible that it was a mistranslation of Swanhnech, which means gentle swan. This is something I found out in about the last 3 days. So when you think of Swanhnech, it's actually gentle swan, Edith the gentle swan. Howard also had a political marriage with Ealgith of Mercia. That was purely political to strengthen his ties with what we now call the Midlands. That came in useful when he was attacked by Harold Hardrada at the north. The Midlands came to join him. Now, of Howard's 6 children, all by Edith, we know about 4 of them. 3 of his sons, Godwin, Magnus and Edmund, escaped the Normans by going to Dublin. Dublin at that stage wasn't under Norman control. His daughter Githa also escaped. Escaped what? Probably if the Normans had got control of her, they would have locked her away in a nunnery and you wouldn't have heard any more about her. But that's not what she wanted, so she possibly went first to Ireland, but then ended up in Denmark with 2 of her brothers. In Denmark, Githa married Vladimir, I can't pronounce his name, Momon, who became the ruler of Kievan Rus, an area of Eastern Europe, a very large area of Eastern Europe, which now consists of Belarus, East Russia and Ukraine. The Rus, Kievan Rus, the Rus is the derivation of Belarus and Russia. The Kievan is where you get the main town in Ukraine, or the capital of Ukraine, Kiev. A descendant of this marriage became Edward III of England, and therefore led to all subsequent English and British monarchs. So, did the Saxon royal line die out in 1066? Far from it. They are our current royal family.
That was good killing. That was good killing. Well up, weapon. Well up, weapon.
Well, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Lovely sunny day. Nice to have you here. Welcome to the Abbey Church. As Trish indicated, Father Peter had to be out of town, so I'm here attempting to fit into his shoes, which is something of an issue for me because I've got size 15. But you're accustomed to a man of great wit and historical insight, so I will try to do my best to offer something akin to what Peter might have offered he was here. First of all, we have to recognize that today is the anniversary of the Battle of Senlac Hill, which was a messy affair. In fact, the whole succession crisis in 1066 was a messy affair. And it was made more messy by the activity of our beloved King Edward the Confessor. Harold and William knew each other. They had been together in Normandy. They were not strangers to one another. This was an intimate fight. And the pious Edward himself contributed greatly to the confusion because it appears that he promised the throne to no fewer than 3 men. Harold, of course, our local hometown hero. William, the Duke of Normandy, known for his cruelty but his administration of military prowess, and the King of Norway. So, Harold dies, and that creates a problem. Now, it's important probably to recognize that Edward the Confessor, known for his piety, is also known for his Norman connections. He actually lived in Normandy for 25 years while he was in exile. And perhaps we call him Edward the Confessor. It might be better to call him Edward the Confused, because he did promise the throne, it appears, to 3 different men, at least according to those men. Now, Harold was Edward's brother-in-law, so they were closely related. And Harold says that he attended the king in his final days at the bedside of King Edward, and that at that point Harold was told by Edward, "Take care of England for me." Did you hear that? Take care of England for me, and my wife, his sister. So Harold interpreted that as taking care of the throne. The problem was that Harold also complicated things, because at one point he was shipwrecked on the French coast, taken into custody by William, and while he was in William's custody, William says that he took an oath while he was touching holy relics, and it was an oath of fealty to William in which Harold promised to support William's claim to the throne. So the plot thickens. Fast forward to the death of Edward. There was no law of succession in Saxon England as there is today. Rather, the next king was generally selected by the Witan, a council of leading nobles and clergy. And guess what? They picked Harold. He was, after all, native-born, hometown hero, the most powerful noble in England, popular, successful militarily, and brother-in-law to the late king. What could go wrong? Well, that's where we get William, because that did not make him very happy. And especially, he was upset that Harold, at least this was his reason that he told the Pope, Harold had sworn oath, holding holy relics, that he would support his claim. So William goes off to the Pope and gets the Pope to back his claim to the throne. So now this is a holy crusade, because Harold has become an infidel by breaking his oath while touching holy relics. So William puts together a massive fleet, and including the French cavalry, which was a significant military power in that day. So it appears that there's a lot of he said, she said in this story, and God knows who's telling the truth. But we know what happens next, and that is that William lands his fleet at the southern coast of England and establishes a camp near Hastings. Now, where is Harold when this is all going on? He's up north fighting the Vikings. In fact, his army has a tremendous victory over the Viking army up in Lincolnshire. While he's up there, he gets word that the French are in town, down south. So he takes his victorious but very tired army and marches them all the way down to the coast to take on William. Harold's brother says, "Don't you think we ought to wait till we get a few more men?" Harold says no, he's eager to get down there and show the world that he can defend his realm. Now we know what happened. And actually the battle went very well up until the point that the Saxon army disobeys Harold's own orders, which were, stay fast, let the Normans come to us. So at one point they break ranks and they go chasing the French down the hill, thinking they've got them on the run, and around comes the French cavalry and they're cut down. So it's a bloody end, and Harold is killed, and it was a difficult day for Saxon England. By the way, we know what the Normans were fond of eating. We know they were fond of eating small portions of Spanish food. Now, why do we know that? It's because we found the Bayeux tapas tray. Tapas? Okay. Peter, where are you? It was the end of an era, and there were some strange things that happened. My brother from the Historical Society and from the Old English Society has already indicated what changes took place. But did you know our names changed when the Normans took over? Because we didn't have surnames in Saxon England. We were named for our nicknames, like Edward the Confessor, Edith the Fair, Ethelred the Unready, Olwe the Beetlebeard, Godwin the Soft Bread. lovely nicknames. But with the French invasion, the Norman invasion, they had surnames, and those surnames became family property, which were inherited down the male line. And we got a bunch of new names. Are there any Roberts here? Any Williams? Any Henrys? Bonjour. Guess what? You got Norman names. But there was one Saxon institution that bravely survived this Norman invasion of our territory, and that was the mead hall. The central hall in every Saxon community where you would gather and eat, and more importantly, to drink. And what did they drink? They drank our national drink, which was ale prepared without hops. It was cloudy, it was brown, it was full of nutrition, it was good for you, and it was healthier than the water in the London area, I can tell you that. The mead hall survives today in the presence of our community pubs in every community. So let me suggest to you that one way we can celebrate and honor the memory of our late beloved Harold is to gather here. Another way is to gather in your neighborhood pub and lift a glass to Harold Godwinson, the last Saxon king of England. God bless you on your journey.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm now going to ask the Mayor of Waltham Abbey, Councillor Shane Yerrell, to lay some flowers on behalf of the people of Waltham Abbey. And now Kate Towersby will lay some flowers on behalf of the King Harold Day Society. Now Paul Violet on behalf of the Waltham Abbey Town Partnership. Now Barbara Harker on behalf of Waltham Abbey Historical Society. On behalf of the English Companions. And on behalf of Chingford Morris men, I'm told that it will be the Squire Len, who is their child.